Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Aquarius energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because people have free will. Some people harness high vibe Aquarius energy. Some people harness a more worldly focused Aquarius energy. Some people harness a more shadowy, self-focused Aquarius energy. And we need to listen to our intuition about who's who. If you want to be in relationships with people who have hope and faith and belief in love and believe in their dreams and make decisions based on truth and love, then, you want to differentiate between the people who might want to be more about looking like a shining star in the world, and that's what drives and motivates them. Their more worldly focused nature. And who is trying to maybe present themselves as being on the same page as you, but it's really just an illusion they create, and it's really all about themselves. And they're more like maybe egotistical, self-centered, good for their ego, good for their image, but it's really not love. And we've all dealt with some people like that, so we all tap into Aquarius energy. We all have our hopes and dreams, and everybody's got their own idea of what the dream life looks like and the dream relationship looks like, and that could be way different than yours. So listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story. Listen to your intuition about other people in your life. How do they harness their Aquarius energy? Do they look at life from a higher perspective, or is there no other perspective but theirs? Or what the world tells them is the truth and how they should view life. The overarching reason for the reading is adjacent possibilities, which could be, one, two, three, I'm counting the doors. We have choices to make in life, and everybody has free will, and based on what drives and motivates them is going to determine what choice they make in life. And underneath that is blossoming abundance. Whatever we view as being abundant, if being indulged in a relationship and, someone's like the center of attention, that could be how they want to keep moving forward. That seems abundant to me. Let me go find someone who will indulge me in a relationship. If it's more about money and materialism, that's probably what they're going to take action towards. Is it good for my ego and my image? Well, that's probably what they'll take action towards. Other people know the truth. It's about love. Love is what makes it all worthwhile. But some people have learned that lesson, and some people have yet to learn that lesson. We all do what we do in the world, thinking for sure that we're right. Pride comes before the fall. And we go indulge in these things that we think will make us happy. But true happiness comes from within. Being abundant within yourself, learning to love yourself, offering yourself love and compassion and forgiveness for the mistakes you've made, learning to give yourself the things that you wish other people would give you, so you can let the past go, so you can keep giving birth to new things. And the people who view life like that, that's the type of action they're going to take. So what's going on in Aquarius energy? We have all tied up, financial constraints, and heartbroken. And the reason that came out is because of the first chakra, which can have to do with our core foundation. If we haven't learned to love ourselves, we're kind of in a mental prison, have lack mentality, and we're heartbroken. And the people who haven't learned to love themselves, it's kind of being in more codependent energy. We've all been there. We kind of grow up in the world, and at a core foundational level, we grew up in families, right? And we were all children. And we look to other people to fill our cup emotionally, make us feel stable and secure or whatever. Some people are repeating that same pattern. They're still in that phase of life where I'm still looking outside of myself to other people to love me and make me feel stable and grounded and make me feel loved. And we've all been there. It's a stage of life we all go through. And some people have been at that stage of life. They went through some life experiences and it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to turn out. Why isn't this the answer? I thought this was the answer. But the all tied up card's kind of like the Eight of Swords, which means to complete a cycle. We have to work through the last 2 swords, because if we get to a 10 and we've done the work we need to do, we break through those last 2 swords to get to the 10 of swords, and we see the truth. And then we get to move forward in life differently. So we can all stay in this phase of life for a long time. Because I think the hardest lesson to learn is to love yourself. To learn to be your own best mother, father, coach voice in your own head. I don't control anyone else in the world, but I do control me. I am the only human being I was given at birth to be responsible for, and I should love me. And I shouldn't be one of the people who belittle and berates me. And I should learn to be more high vibe energies about being more independent. I should learn how to fill my own cup. I should know my own worth and value. I should treat myself like a parent would treat a child. I have to learn to be my own best mother, father, coach voice within myself, because otherwise I'm going to keep looking to other things outside of me to be the answer to heal me. I need you to love me. I need this to make me feel better. I need that to make me feel better. So we can go indulge in all these things in the world, because in the 2 of Swords, we still aren't seeing the truth. We're stuck. And so then we go on this journey to try to find the things that we think are the answer. Drugs, booze, food, sex, being in a relationship. And those things aren't the answer. But, we don't know that, so we keep pursuing different things, more things, new things, to find the answer to the problem in the core of our foundation. And we keep going pursuing those things. We keep feeling kind of left out in the cold and heartbroken. When are we going to quit repeating that pattern and see the truth that this isn't the answer? And then we go to the next phase of life, the 5th chakra, which the throat is Taurus energy. It has to do with our philosophy of life that dictates kind of the decisions we make in our life. Maybe my philosophy of life needs to heal. Why did that come out? Because of the yin-yang card about balance. I need to get balance within myself. I have my own shadow nature, which is kind of like our more immature, codependent, want what I want when I want it, bossy, controlling, immature, has lessons to learn, right? And then we have our more loving, intuitive nature. So Taurus energy kind of represents all these things of the world that could represent us in our philosophy of life as a human being in the way we view the world. But we also have a dualistic nature. We have like the knowledge of the tree of good and evil planted within us, the seeds of both. And we have to learn to come to a place of balance between the two. If we let our worldly nature dictate our life, it can tip our life out of balance and our life is driving off in the ditch. We also have to understand our loving nature. If we're kind of loving to the extent, like indulging poor behavior in ourselves and others, that tips our life out of balance and can drive our life off into the ditch. Love is about balance, justice, fairness, treating each other the way you like to be treated. We have to stand up to our own shadow nature and say, like, quit belittling and berating me. I'm not going to do that anymore. You're not in the driver's seat of my life. I'm going to let my more loving nature be in the driver's seat of my life. You're going to have to sit in the back seat. And when you complain and moan and bitch, I'm going to be like a loving parent to myself. Tell myself to calm down, to have some hope and faith and belief that we are going to get the things of the world that we want. But we're going to go about it from a place and take action from love and hope and faith and belief and listen to our intuition to guide us, not our fear, not our insecurity, not our pride and ego, not our lust and our greed. We've probably already done that before, and it didn't work out the way we wanted. So now My philosophy of life is going to be more balanced. I do want these things of the world. I do have my more worldly nature. But I'm going to let my more loving, intuitive nature drive my worldly vessel of self, the decisions that I make. I'm going to incorporate yin and yang. I do have these things of the world, but I also have intuition, creativity, imagination, dreams, wishes. I can't just make my life just about the things of the world that I want, because I do have an emotionally creative, inspired, intuitive, hopeful, believing nature. I can't just disregard that and like kick that off to the side. And it's like, no, the most important thing's the world. We've already done that. It didn't quite work out the way we wanted. We have to be balanced within ourselves. And I have to temper my fears and my insecurities and my pride and my ego and my more immature, lustful, greedy, want what I want now nature. If I want to have a better chance of having my dreams come into reality, because I've already seen that when I operate from my more prideful, worldly nature or immature nature or bossy or controlling or petty or envious or jealous or manipulative nature, whatever issues people got, it didn't work out the way I wanted. High vibe people were willing to get out of their ego. The truth sets us free to live our life differently. Aha! Maybe the way I was viewing myself and the way I treated myself wasn't very loving and nurturing and encouraging. Maybe I got myself in relationships and workplaces, because Taurus energy represents all those things in the world too. Maybe I was involved in some things in the world and people in the world that maybe they weren't very loving or healing or nurturing. Maybe I need to see the truth of that. And if I've already learned that if I align with living more from my mind than my heart, making my life more about the world or staying in lack mentality, and I keep operating from a place of pain and heartbreak and fear and defensiveness, that's the foundation of the decisions I make. Well, that hasn't worked out very well. If I get in relationships with other people that live their life from that philosophy of life, that hasn't worked well. The only person I can change is me. So I'm going to change me. I'm going to see the truth. I don't want to drive my life off into the ditch in unbalanced relationships. I don't want to indulge poor behavior in myself or in others. I want to feel at peace and balance within myself. I want to love myself, offer myself love, compassion, forgiveness for the mistakes I've made, offer it to other people in my life. Life is about learning all these lessons. Some people in life haven't learned some lessons that some other people have. I'm going to wish everybody peace, love, and joy. I'm going to treat everybody with respect. I'm going to treat everybody the way I like to be treated, with love and respect and kindness and compassion and empathy. But also require that relationships be balanced. I'm not going to indulge people in their poor behavior. If it's not just and fair, and if people aren't acting in a just and fair and balanced and loving and with the throat and healing in love, in truth, high vibe Taurus, acting with character and integrity, being someone who walks the talk, then they might be someone who's just someone that I wish peace, love, and joy, but they won't be someone that I try to keep working to maintain balance within a relationship. I can only have a balanced relationship with other people who are balanced. Other people who have also learned to love themselves and offered themselves love and compassion and forgiveness, and offered people in their life love and compassion and forgiveness to let the past go so that we can keep moving forward in life, giving birth to new things. And then we have this card not showing itself. And the reason is because of, it's kind of reminding me of like a Seven of Cups card, which is having hope and faith and belief in your dreams, reconciling yourself with the past. Because if this were like the Seven of Cups, we added a cup of love to the Six of Cups to make the Seven of Cups. And the Six of Cups can be about the past. I had ways of dealing with people emotionally in a relationship. I had a way of viewing relationships. And that can be a way that we grew up, how we kind of got indoctrinated by the world of how to view life, how to view relationships, how to view other people that were in relationships, maybe making our life more about ourselves, maybe being more codependent, looking to the world to validate our worth and value, instead of us validating our worth and value. I'm so much more than what I wear and what I drive and how much money I have. But the world can try to tell us that that is the only thing that makes you have worth and value. You know? And realizing I don't want to repeat that past pattern. I want to offer love to the past so I can let the past go. I accept that everybody was just probably doing the best they could based on the lessons they've learned in life, even the bossy controlling people. That was them maybe trying to do the best they could in the world, but they're bossy and controlling people, and they got a lot of life lessons to learn. Selfish, greedy, prideful people, that's where they were. Based on the lessons that they've learned in life, that's how they were. It can be hurtful and unkind, and we can wonder why people act like that. But we can't take it personally. If we know that we offered love and we were trying to maintain balance in a relationship and we were being truthful and honest and trying to work with people cooperatively, then we acted with character and integrity. We did everything we could. And sometimes some people don't like that because they do have these things that manipulate them. Fears, insecurities, pride, ego, defensiveness, immaturity, lack of self-discipline, not very balanced. And sometimes people who are like that will do hurtful things to people who seem more mature, confident, loving, not being petty and envious and jealous and competitive and manipulative, when they know that's what they do, and they don't like it when they see other people who aren't acting in those same ways. Or, we have the free will when we see people who we could see like, wow, they seem less manipulated by some of the things I'm manipulated by. We could choose free willingly. You know what? I admire that. And I would like to be someone like that. And I'm going to do some work within myself to work through my own fears and insecurities. And why am I jealous? And why am I envious? And why am I not more confident? Why do I try to manipulate people to get them to do what I want? Why don't I offer people love and encouragement? We have the free will to do that work within us. But some people, it's hard work, some people did learn those lessons and they did work through those things. And then, you can meet people in life and you're kind of like whatever age, like say you're 30 years old, and one person did that work so they don't kind of operate in that way anymore. But some other people, it's almost like they're a 21-year-old or an 18-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. And they, during that time period, had this opportunity to do this work free willingly within themselves. But it does take work and effort. And you have to be even motivated and inspired to even have a desire to change. Being a loving, just, fair person is a free will choice. It does take work and effort. You do have to work through your more immature, petty, envious, jealous, self-centered nature. And for some people, they didn't even have an interest in changing. They just don't like people who are more stable or grounded or mature or something than them. And sometimes, in order then to make themselves feel powerful, I'm going to do something hurtful and unkind to you because that will hurt you. And then that makes me feel powerful. Well, that's a codependent way of feeling empowered too. What if you don't have anybody around to belittle, berate, kick? What do these poor people do when they feel frustrated and jealous and angry and there's no one around for them to build their sense of empowerment over? They'll try to find someone. That could probably be the people in the world that sit and gossip about everyone all day, you know? No matter what those people are doing. You could be Jesus himself and people would gossip about you and criticize you. Just like the Pharisees did in the Bible. You know, some people who like to think that they're the epitome of perfection, that would be shadowy Taurus, Aquarius energy. You know, all the other zodiac signs thrown in there too. But if in their philosophy of life, in their Aquarius energy, they like to view themselves like the shining star that people should look up to and admire. And they can be kind of full of themselves. Well, and they think they do all the things right. I cross all the right T's. Look at all these things. It's like someone trying to be a pillar of society. But why do they even put in that work and effort? It's not even because it's authentically who they are. It's because I want people to view me a certain way. I want to have a certain status and image in the world. So I do these things to look like I'm this pillar of society. People should look up to me. People should admire me. I'm like this shining star in the world. And then they can meet people who just naturally kind of do those things. And they're not looking for the public acclaim. Makes me think of that Bible story where Jesus is talking about the self-righteous kind of Pharisees that praying in the corner and praying loudly and what they wear and wanting the most important seats in the house and to be acknowledged and how much money they can give, you know. And then there was the person who came in with like hardly anything, humbly sat in the back row, didn't need to be the center of attention, and they gave out of their poverty. And Jesus said that person had given more than anyone else. So when some of the people who think they're all high and mighty come across someone who isn't looking to be the center of attention, isn't tooting their own horn, isn't prideful, isn't egotistical, it just naturally does and gives because it's the truth of their foundation. And they offer love to other people to help them feel loved, not because of what they're going to get out of it in return. That would also be more shadowy Taurus. When I talk about the high vibe, people are harnessing high vibe Taurus, high vibe Aquarius. They look at life from a higher perspective. When I talk about some of the shadowy people here, it's like shadowy Taurus, shadowy Aquarius. Who's who? You don't even have to be dealing with a Taurus or an Aquarius sun sign. We all tap into Taurus and Aquarius, high vibe, worldly vibe, or shadowy vibe. So when some of the more shadowy people who think they're, oh my gosh, look at me and look what I do and look what I wear and look how much money I have and blah, blah, blah. Look all these good things I do in the world. And then someone comes along who isn't trying to get any attention or whatever, but they might. But not like that's why they do it. They just do it because they're trying to help other people get out of their fear and their insecurities and feeling left out in the cold. There is no alternative motive except to help other people feel like they're loved and heard and respected. You know, like, oh my gosh, I talked to this person today. You know, the shadowy people. It's all like for how it makes them look more. Oh, and if there were certain people around, then they maybe wouldn't talk to those certain people because of how it would look. And that reminds me in the Bible of Jesus talking to the prostitutes and the sinners and the tax collectors. And people are like, oh, what are they doing talking to those people? You know? Anyway, sometimes some people don't like that. Because some people are like the real deal. And they know that they just put on an illusion. And they could find it confusing, viewing this as like the Seven of Cups, because that could be how they were brought up, how they were indoctrinated in the world, either on their own, how they came to conclusions in their life, or they could have grown up in families like that. They could have grown up in communities or neighborhoods. Same way when other people act in other ways that are hurtful and unkind to other people. And then they meet someone who doesn't act that way. And then it confuses them because it's like, this is how I viewed life. This is the way I was brought up to view life. And you seem to live life differently. And you seem to view life differently. And it can cause them this emotional confusion within themselves about that Two of Swords. What is the truth? I have this dualistic nature. I was kind of brought up to look at life this way. You seem to look at life that way. I might have people in my life and just the world that I've aligned with that aligns with their more worldly view of life. And this is causing me inner conflict because it challenges me to question my philosophy of life and how I view life. And then sometimes people just want that feeling to go away. And the way to get that feeling to go away can be to get rid of the people that kind of illuminate that different way of living life. Let's get rid of them. I know this is causing me some stress and anxiety. Let's leave them out in the cold. Let's do something to break their heart so they leave. Then we can go back to feeling like we're these perfect pillars of society, because now we're back only hanging around people who are like ourselves, that don't make us question our philosophy of life, and we can keep moving forward thinking we're these loving, just, fair pillars of society in the world. And we can continue on with our illusion and denial of the truth. Shadowy Two of Swords, I want to stay in denial of the truth. Because if I were to see the truth, I would have to look at life from a higher perspective. High Vibe Aquarius is looking at life from a higher perspective, stepping outside of societal norms to bring needed change in the world. High Vibe Taurus is being a spiritual leader in the world. I could operate from my more prideful, egotistical, more from my mind than my heart. I could make my life about this illusion, or I could be a spiritual leader in the world, and I could stand up for being willing to grow, heal, and mature myself, looking at life differently than I had looked at life before, seeing through the illusion. Who mainly wants to keep living life the way it was? People who benefit from it staying the way it was. I don't want to change. I think this is just and fair. And this way I view myself and this way I live my life. I like to think that I'm aligned with truth and love. But their truth and love could be, I love myself. It's supposed to be more about me. I am this pillar of society. And people should want to be in a relationship with me. And people should stay in a relationship with me. It's like, well, do you have deep, meaningful relationships with people? Or is it kind of an illusion? Well, no, I'm not really aligned with my loving, intuitive nature. I kind of don't grow and mature and heal myself. I'm kind of more about the world and my ego and my image and money and materialism and me. Some of those people already made their free will choice with people, and sometimes the loving people in their life, it can be really confusing. You know, if you're someone who's motivated and inspired by love, it can be really confusing. Why aren't other people moving forward with me in the energy of love? I've been where they've been. I felt left out in the cold. I've been heartbroken, but that didn't make me give up on love. Some of the other people have been heartbroken, felt left out in the cold by people they loved, and that's it. They decided, I'm done. I'm not doing love. I get hurt doing love. From now on, I'm going to talk and act like I'm someone who's just and fair and loving and stable and grounded and mature and balanced in the world. That's the illusion I'm going to present in the world, but it's just an illusion. You're either being authentically yourself and treating other people the way you want to be treated, or you're just creating an illusion in the world. And for some reason, people got free will. Some people choose to make their life more about themselves. They indulge their more defensive nature, prideful nature, hurt nature, defensive nature, self-interested nature, materialistic, indulgent nature. Other people have disciplined their more immature nature, and they have grown and matured themselves, and they want to be in deep, meaningful, authentic, loving relationships where people do grow and mature and heal. And some people are like, no, I get hurt doing that. I'm not doing that. I think I'm going to focus on it being about me or money and materialism and status image. I'm sure that will make me happy. And that would be people who are so caught up in the illusion of the world or don't want to see the truth that maybe they have some healing, growing, and maturing to do. So, the difference could have to do with this card. We can look at people in the world, and we could have like neighbors, and we could have people at work. A lot of people, we just look like human beings living our life. A lot of people do try to do the normal niceties in a neighborhood, in an organization, in a workplace. The fact is, some people really aren't who they say they are. At a core foundational level, what drives and motivates them to do the things that they do? The feminine cards talk about, the masculine cards talk about how we present ourselves in the world and the action that we take in the world. The thing is, that's considered kind of masculine energy because we can all present ourselves in the world any way we want. It's a little more operating, taking action in our egoic, worldly nature. But what is the truth that drives us? That's the emotional figure. That's the feminine figure. The Eight of Swords is Gemini energy. Gemini is a dualistic sign about what we align with in our dualistic nature. Which one is our truth? Do I have hope and faith and belief and love? And that's my truth. And that's what guides the decisions I make and how I believe I can manifest my dreams into reality? Or did I reject that and decide I'm going to work with the things of the world and more of my worldly nature, egoic nature is going to be in the driver's seat of my life? Some people who chose their more worldly nature kind of abandoned their loving nature. And they have the free will at a core foundational level to choose that if they want. We live in a world of duality. We can see how different people live their life for us to help us get clear about what our truth is and how we want to live our life. Or we kind of leave our more shadowy nature, living more from our mind than our heart, out in the cold, and we let our more loving nature run our life. And then we also learn, though, that it has to be just and fair and truthful and honest and acting with character and integrity, or we're still kind of out of balance regardless of which one we picked, if we haven't seen the truth that love is supposed to be just and fair. We treat other people the way we like to be treated. So we learn all these lessons in life. And one of the things we learn is to listen to our intuition. and realize that some people could use their intuition in a shadowy way to try to prey on people. But if we have learned these lessons in life and we maintain balance within ourselves, so we can't be more tempted in our pride, our ego, our immature, indulgent, lustful, greedy, prideful nature, well, then it's kind of like we're using our intuition to protect us. And I think our intuition, which water sign energy, and sometimes I view fire sign energy as that, it was given to us as a gift to help us navigate this world, because we do have people that smile in your face that I'm this just and fair and stable, grounded, loving person that you should work for, go into business with, be my friend, date me, marry me. And we had some lessons to learn about people who just create an illusion. It's just kind of like, what mask should I wear today? Who am I around? You know, how should I present myself today? Let me put on my false mask. Try to create the illusion I'm just like them. And later, if I get them to move forward with me, you know, Taurus energy can be about relationships and marriages. To get them to come together with me in a relationship, I'm hoping that once they maybe see through the illusion, they'll be in their ego about leaving. Worried if they have other options, if they should just stick with the devil they know. But anyway, with this being like Seven of Cups, let's see what this card is, but it could be how people harness this energy differently in their Aquarius energy. The Patience card. So that would be like the Temperance card. Temperance is fire sign energy. And in High Vibe, it's about higher learning and education and being patient. Some people lack patience. Some people get in loving relationships, but because, you know, say difficulties come up in a relationship, they don't have the patience to put in the work and effort to be inspired in Sagittarius energy, to put in this work and effort to balance things out, to work through the emotional confusion with love. And for some, I just want this to stop. I don't want to have to deal with it. I'm impatient. I just want the working relationship now. I don't want to have to put in the work and effort to work on this one, to work on it. So I'm going to go find a different one to go get into. Maybe I can find someone else who's up in a mental prison, feels left out in the cold and is heartbroken. Then maybe with them, you know, maybe whatever those issues could have been won't pop up in the next one. But if the other person is kind of impatient, they're still an impatient person. If they're not inspired to heal and grow and mature themselves by higher learning, then they harness their Sagittarius energy in a shadowy way, and they're kind of immature. You know, so sometimes people get in a relationship, it can be like everything's going along good, but then they do something immature because, I don't know, have these illusions about what it means to be in a relationship, get caught up in their emotions, maybe in a kind of shadowy way, get up in their fear and their insecurity. Oh my gosh, what if this person leaves me one day? What if this person decides to go get in a relationship? You know, and they let their mind, how about live in the present, high vibe Sagittarius, balance out your emotions, speak your truth, offer love, see how other people respond to you. If they seem to be responding and everything's going well, we keep going with the flow. But some people just get so caught up in their head, and Aquarius is air sign energy. Some people sabotage their own relationships because they get so caught up in their fears and their insecurities. Why would we have to be so worried? You know, I kind of think if we end up finding out that someone did something wrong, which we didn't like and which would maybe make us leave a relationship, I don't know why people think that says something about them. You know, and then that could be people who maybe try to control other people in a relationship because they are so worried about how it would reflect on them. I think if somebody behaves poorly, that's on them. I can be disappointed that a relationship didn't work out, but I'm not going to take it as a reflection of my worth and value if they're acting like a ding-dong in some way, you know? But some people could. And if they're that type of person who doesn't really believe in themselves in the lack mentality card, maybe has a feeling like people would reject them or something, then when they get in relationships with people, they can always be really afraid, and then that's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because they're so afraid of people leaving them and breaking their heart, and because they do have this emotional confusion and fears or insecurities that they might keep buried beneath the surface. And instead of taking inspired action to work through those fears and insecurities to get to a place of balance within themselves and taking action in love, they could take some impulsive, reckless, immature action in relationships. And that can sabotage the relationship. And then, because they have a certain status or image that's important to them and that they want to maintain, sometimes those people will maybe want to get in a different relationship right away to try to confuse people about the truth. Like, well, no, it couldn't have been me, and no, I couldn't have done that because I'm in this relationship with someone else, and someone else wouldn't get in a relationship with me if I was angry, if I was bossy, if I was controlling, if I acted like a private detective in a relationship. Now, would they? Yeah, they would. Maybe those people don't know you, and they don't know the story. You know, the whole thing is, eventually, the people who don't deal with their own issues to wrap their brain around this game of life and deal with the truth and heal, they're going to keep repeating that pattern and ways of being, most likely, at the next job or the next relationship, because it's the truth of who they are. And they haven't healed it, but they might want to look like they have, like, look at me, look, I've taken this action to get in a new relationship or marry someone else. Look, you know, it's this whole thing of look, 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 you know, and it's all this thing about trying to confuse people about the truth of who they are. Well, some people might buy into the illusion. Some of the people who know those people is like, yeah, I don't buy it. You know, if you've ever had a boss, say at work, who you know is very controlling and petty and immature and all these things, and say that person leaves and goes to another job because something happened, and it's all this stuff about, oh my gosh, I'm looking like everything's so great and so wonderful. It's like, yeah, we'll give it some time. You know? You can hide who you are for a while, but you won't be able to hide it forever. And your natural nature of being bossy or petty or controlling or immature is going to rear its ugly head again at some time, because it's still an aspect, and like an active aspect of themselves, because they haven't dealt with the truth of it. To have good discipline and grow and mature out of it, it's still there. They're just trying to confuse people about the truth of it. So you might know some people who are doing that right now that didn't do the work to heal. And if they were in relationships with you or other people where it challenged them, even though there could have been love there and they could love people, this challenges me to have to deal with some of my issues that I don't want to deal with. Or I still don't know if I really want to do love. Still don't know if I have hope and faith and belief in love. And this would require a complete different shift in how I view life. Or maybe I have been someone who kind of likes the scales tipped in my favor. And I always thought I would get in a relationship, male or female, whatever they are, that the scales would kind of be tipped in my favor for some reason. Like, I can be lazy, I can be immature, I can be bossy, I can be a little bit more where I'm indulged in a relationship. Because that could be how they've grown up or people treated them in their life. Something, or they're used to it, it's a pattern, and they're looking for someone else to be the next person to do that. And if people are maintaining balance from love within themselves, like, I'm not going to play those games. You can keep doing these things to make me feel left out in the cold, break my heart. You can, I knew someone one time, and hearing stories at work every day about their miserable life with their family. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what if you just decided, you know what, I'm going to enjoy my day? Because apparently you're not leaving. So how about enjoy your day? You can still ask if people want to help with this, if people want to help with that. But you don't have to go with the storyline of this is how it always plays out. And then I'm angry and then I act like this and you act like that. It's like, oh my God, your home life is miserable when you go home. How about, fine, I will do that on my own and I will get that done. And maybe you go take a bath or a shower, go read a book and enjoy your night. And the other people in their life would have been like, what the fuck? I did this, said this like I normally do. They normally react this way and that way, and they didn't. And when some people are like, I'm not playing the game anymore. I might have used to play the game and I used to take the bait. Now I'm choosing not to let other people trigger me into feeling certain ways, acting certain ways, wrecking my night. I am going to stay in a place. I'm going to take action on my truth. And my truth is I want to be in a place of peace and balance. I'll still maybe ask or try to interact in the ways that I can. And everybody else has free will to choose how they want to act. When one person in a dynamic changes, the whole dynamic changes. Because it's, again, like people passing a ball to each other. I pass the ball to you, and then you do this and pass the ball to them, and then they do this and they pass the ball to them. And we have like this game of how we play. And one person's like, someone tries to toss them the ball, and they're like, oh no, I'm not playing that game anymore. It's like, what? No, I do this and then you do that. It's like, have a nice night. I'm not playing the game anymore. Some of the people who try to manipulate and control people, some of those people are really stressed out right now. Because some of the people in their life aren't playing the game anymore. And they seem to be in an energy of peace and love and balance within themselves. And they could be fearful that maybe those people are going to leave because these people keep doing things that have maybe been hurtful and unkind. Before, it could have triggered the person to be in the fight with them. And now it's kind of like sitting back and just observing how other people choose to keep acting. And odds are they'll get worse before they get better because they want people to come back and play the game the way they played the game before, because that's how those people want to play that game. And when other people say, I'm not playing that game anymore, well, shit. Now what am I going to do? And if I can't manipulate them in these ways to make them feel rejected or out in the cold or heartbroken, well, now what the fuck am I going to do? And at the same time they're wondering what to do, the other people who are maintaining balance within themselves, they'll be patient for a while, but then there comes a time where I'm done balancing out my emotions. about the fact that you choose to act in these stubborn ways, prideful ways, hurtful ways, fearful ways, manipulative ways. And I'm doing this work within myself to love myself, believe in myself, to feel abundant within myself from love. And love is inspiring me to take action, to believe in myself and believe in my dreams of wanting to be in relationships with other people who are balanced within themselves. And I'm going to listen to my intuition about the people in the world who might align with their more shadowy nature. And I don't want to keep moving forward with people. You know, shadowy energy can be competitive people. And again, that thing where I try to build my sense of feeling powerful by how I can affect you. Can I get you up in your head? Can I make you feel left out in the cold? Can I break your heart? Oh my God, I'm like so powerful. Well, that's a false sense of empowerment again, because, well, for one, it's shadowy and negative way to feel empowered, but it's codependent on there being someone to do that too. And sometimes people get in relationships and they treat their partner like the competition to defeat. Well, who wants to be in a relationship with someone like that? But they do that in order for them to feel empowered. High vibe people have empowered themselves. I don't need to insult other people, belittle other people, hurt other people for me to feel powerful. I feel powerful because I'm proud of the fact that I act with love. And I don't want to feed myself ugly energy to feel powerful. That is not a good choice long term. And I don't want to do that. And I want to operate where I treat other people the way I like to be treated. And if I don't feel good within myself and I feel disempowered, I do this work within myself to love and believe in myself, be my best mother, father, coach voice to myself, do the things I can do to feel proud of myself so I don't lash out in more shadowy ways to feel a sense of empowerment. So I think there's some shadowy people right now doing that in relationships. Other people are maintaining balance within themselves, listening to their intuition about when it's time to leave. Believing that they deserve to be in just and fair and balanced relationships. And we all just, and some of you could be waiting for some other people to do that. You know, the envy card here, though, can be like our fears and insecurities. We could have people in our life, especially if it would be a romantic interest, that we wish they would work through their fears and insecurities, but partly it could be because we have our own fears about moving forward, and then that's when we could be deceiving ourselves. If people are motivated and inspired to be in relationship with us and work with us, they would speak their truth and they would put in work and effort to work with us. So we can't get caught up in illusion that people who aren't working together with us, who are leaving us out in the cold, are not speaking their truth and healing a relationship with us. We could be kind of deluding ourselves. And it's keeping us stuck from manifesting our dreams into reality. So with anybody in our life that isn't presently in our life putting in work and effort, it's to stay in the energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, but I'm going to continue to live my life assuming you're not going to be in it. And I'm going to keep taking action out of truth and love and respect for myself and authenticity and all those good things. And if it happens in the future, maybe it happens in the future. But I'm not going to keep staying in like stuck energy of envy that other people are living the life I want to live. And I'm sitting here waiting for someone else to balance out their emotions. In the mean, or whatever they need to balance out, I'm going to go live my life, speak my truth, keep maintaining balance within myself, believing in my dreams. The energy of love is what keeps motivating me and inspired that, life in high vibe Sagittarius, like life is an adventure to be lived. And we have these lessons to learn. And we can love people and other people aren't free to be in relationship with us because of the things that manipulate them. And learning lessons in life doesn't happen overnight. That can take years. And some people, we maybe didn't know how many different lessons they did have to learn. And some of those people have already moved on in loving relationships, and we need to see the truth of that too. You can meet people and you might think that you'd want to be in a relationship with them, and they could tell you they're in a relationship. We don't know if they're in a high vibe relationship or a low vibe relationship, or one of the other people's high vibe or low vibe. So sometimes we don't know, but what we do know is all I can do is work with the truth of the reality based on what it is. So I keep doing this work and effort not to stay feeling left out in the cold and pain and heartbreak. I keep maintaining balance within myself. I keep moving forward in the energy of love to work on manifesting the things I can manifest in my life. I can invest in my own unique talent, skills, and interest. I can do things to help other people. I can focus on my career. I can focus on my friends and family. For those of you that aren't in a romantic relationship, for others of you, you maybe already got in a new relationship. And everybody's kind of on the same page that, it's no longer just trying to balance out our emotions about our options. It's like, no, this is the relationship I want to be in. You, some other people in the world could be in that. And they're in loving relationships. They hope other people love and believe in themselves. They hope, if they were the one or you were the one that someone wanted to be in a relationship with. High vibe people hope that those people work through their own fears and insecurities, even though it didn't work out for them to be able to be in a relationship with you because they're already in a loving relationship, or you are. You hope other people keep doing this work. Loving energy wants you to keep doing this work. And if you're in a relationship, to keep doing that work within yourself, within the relationships that you are in. The only people that you're working with right now are the people who are speaking the truth and acting in a just and fair and balanced way. And there's some people in your life that aren't moving forward with you that way because they still got some lessons to learn in life. And they may never learn them. And for those people, I'd say that the truth of, you're no longer balancing out your emotions about them. You're done. You have seen through the illusion and you're moving forward. And some of those people could have thought, oh no, if I do this, you'll keep being confused. I can go live my life whatever way I live it because I know you're a really loving person and that you love me. And I bet you'll always be waiting for me to come back and get in a relationship with you. It's like, no, they're not seeing you clearly. You're done being patient with them. Every day that some of those people aren't taking action to speak the truth in love to you and work things out with you is another day you see that they are not on the same page as you. And there comes a point in time, you leave them to God. God, you can take care of them now. I'm going to go on with my life, because apparently I have my life to manifest my dreams into reality. And if they're not someone who wants to be a part of that, apparently, then I'm going to trust that there's other people that I'm meant to be in a relationship with. And I'm going to go find those people and work with those people. What's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Aquarius energy that they might not see coming up? the Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Chariot, and the reason is because of the Two of Cups. When we go through this process, it does take time, but as we keep doing this, we get more independent of the past and knowing our own worth and value and loving ourselves and appreciating what we bring to the table. And if other people don't appreciate that we're a just and fair and loving and balanced person because they want to be in a relationship with someone who's willing to indulge them in their ego or their worldly nature or their materialistic ego nature or something, then they're going to have to find someone else. Because you love yourself and you're standing up for what you believe in. And in high vibe Leo energy, you're not operating from your ego. And you're offering yourself that cup of love to listen to your intuition and be in high vibe loving energy, maintaining your emotional balance. And you're going to move forward and defend people in your life who want to move forward with you in that energy. People who know their worth and value, people who are independent of their more shadowy, competitive, prideful, egotistical nature, who've healed and grown and matured themselves to the same, with some of the same lessons you've learned in life. Inspired to love yourself, believe in yourself, and move forward with emotionally balanced, loving people. And I think as you do that, there's going to be other people that see that about you that are also going to want to be in a relationship with you and stand up and defend you also. And move forward with you in that way. You know, other people have also gone out and been friends with people who are kind of shadowy. And they don't want to be in those type of relationships anymore either. And they're looking to move forward with people, but you and any of the people that you meet that are high vibe, not just anybody can move forward with people who are like that. Stop who goes there. You might be single. You might be saying you want, that you love me, want to heal things with me, whether you're my sibling, my friend, or a romantic interest. But not anybody can move forward with me in that way. You have to harness high vibe Aquarius, Pisces, Leo, Cancer. You have to be authentic and warm and loving and emotionally balanced and emotionally independent of your ego nature and people from your past, people from in your life and the world to claim your independence. Because if the world and other people in your life can still manipulate and control you, they'd have to be someone who can manipulate and control me. And I'm an adult, and I don't need someone or the world at large trying to dictate to me how to live my life. I do not try to dictate to others how to live their life. This is a free will choice. Do you want to be emotionally balanced and loving and just and fair? If you, those are my rules, you know? And if you're not on that page, then some of those people won't be moving forward with you. So you can meet people from your past, people you know, people as you move forward, that might say they want to heal things with you, but you're going to listen to your intuition about who's creating an illusion, who's kind of harnesses more shadowy Scorpio energy, where they're kind of more superficial and shallow. That might just want to get in a relationship with you because the people they were in relationship with left, or those people weren't giving them enough attention, or they didn't have enough status or image or something, or those people weren't nice. But they're aligned with their shadowy nature too. Who is creating an illusion and who is someone who really walks the talk, who's learned lessons in life, who's grown up and matured themselves to be open to giving and receiving love, and who just kind of wants to indulge in, be the next person to indulge in a friendship or relationship with you because you're a loving, nurturing, loyal, committed person. And I think you'll just listen to your intuition. Okay. And I think anybody who does come towards you, I think you're going to speak your truth in love. You know, this is how I'm moving forward. This is how I view life. This is how I view relationships. Do you want to move forward with me? And some people are like, oh shit, I thought I could tempt you in your lust or your greed or your pride or your ego just because I wanted to look like I'd moved on with someone new. It's like, yeah, no, you're going to have to go find someone else to create an illusion with because it won't be me. What's coming up for the people who do harness a little more shadowy, worldly Aquarius energy that they don't see coming up? The Ace of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Wands because of the Emperor. Some of the people that were bossy and controlling or manipulative or something in a relationship, what those people never saw coming is that the people in their life would see the truth, that they are more about themselves. Shadowy Emperor energy, it is Aries energy, but again, anybody can harness this energy. And Aries energy is about the self. And some people are really about themselves. Some people are about, but the other people harness high vibe energy. I want to be a leader in the world and a good leader in my own life. And I want to learn these lessons in life and be, yeah, just a good leader in my life and with the people that I'm in a relationship with. Some people, the loving people were. The loving people saw the truth. They were trying to work cooperatively with people to quit operating from pride and ego. And some of the people in their life wouldn't do that. So eventually it came to an end. What once seemed victorious is not moving forward anymore. Because the other people want to be in relationships with people. The tens can talk about completing a cycle. The all tied up, Eight of Swords. I looked at the Two of Swords, the last two swords. What is my truth? And the high vibe people saw the truth. It's about working cooperatively together, where we all are willing to learn lessons in life, to grow and heal and mature ourselves. We shed a layer of our more egoic self-interest nature, worldly nature, bossy nature, immature nature, all about myself nature, to be willing to move forward victoriously where everyone is making decisions that are good decisions, taking everyone into account. But some people were like, no, it's supposed to be more about me. And some other people said, okay, you can have it be all about you, but it's going to have to be with someone else. Because I'm moving on. I'm no longer in my ego about it. I'm no longer in my competitive nature about it. I accept you are who you are. You have your way of viewing life. You have your idea of the dream relationship. And it's different than what I'm motivated and inspired by. So I'm leaving. And some of these shadowy people thought someone would never speak their truth. That someone would never put in this work and effort to heal and love and believe in themselves, that they would run out of patience with this illusion and they would move forward in their life. So, some shadowy people had other high vibe people leave their life, and they might have some other high vibe people leave their life. Now, there's always going to be people in the world that live their life like they do. And there's probably going to be some people in their life that are saying, I'm willing to work with you. You should backstab and betray those people. Let's confuse people about the truth of what happened. Let's say all these things about them that, you know, maybe if we backstab and betray them, maybe they'll drive their life off into the ditch. And by default, we will look like these pillars of society because we hurt them so badly that by default, we look like the pure and innocent people. Some people had that plan. I have an idea. I'm going to go get in a relationship with someone else and I'm going to backstab those people who had the audacity to think that I should grow and mature and heal myself. How dare those people? I am a pillar of society. I will find someone else to get in a relationship with. And I'm going to backstab this person that left. How dare they? And if the high vibe people would have driven their life off into the ditch, these people would have seemed like the just and fair people. But the high vibe people loved and believed in themselves, knew their worth and value, stood up for themselves, are moving forward in an emotionally balanced, loving way, and they didn't get to keep stealing from someone who is loving and nurturing and supportive. And probably what they went to go get into didn't work out the way they wanted, because they have some lessons to learn in life. They could have thought, I know, I can make it about me. I know, I'll find someone else who'll make it about me or looks at life the way I do. But the problem is, if they get in a relationship, try to get in a relationship with someone else who's loving, the same scenario plays out again. If they get in a relationship with someone like themselves, well, that person might have been up in a mental prison, could have felt left out in the cold, could have been heartbroken. They could have wanted to get in a relationship too for ego or image or whatever. But if you're not in it for love, why are you in it? Well, I wanted to be in a relationship then because I was heartbroken or whatever. Or it was good for my ego and my image. I might not like the people you were in a relationship either. I might want to backstab them too. That works for me. Oh, but then I'm leaving. Because I'm just like you. I like to be in a relationship where it's more about me. You know, if we have two people that are more about ego and image and stubborn or prideful or immature or bossy or controlling or, you know, or if it's ego and image, oh, look, that person has more money, more status. I'm going to go over there. Oh, look, that person, I found someone else who feels left out in the cold. They don't require as much as me, of me. I can manipulate and control them. And I like to be in relationships where I can manipulate and control people. I like to be the boss. You know, that's why kind of picking shadowy energy is a lose-lose situation. Because you're either getting in relationships with other people that haven't learned to love and believe in themselves. And we've all got those lessons to learn. Which is probably why a lot of those relationships that we were in the past didn't work out. Or we get, if you're more worldly focused, ego focused, or bossy or immature, well, you get in a relationship with someone else who's ego focused, likes to be about them. Well, then we have two people that want to be the boss. And if they get in a relationship with someone else who likes the scales tipped in their favor, maybe neither one was willing to compromise. No, I'm like supposed to be God in your life. No, I'm supposed to be like God in your life. Well, I'm going to go find someone else. You know? I just don't think it's going to work out. If you want to have the best odds of having a relationship work out, it's with people that are in it because of love, who have learned to treat other people the way they like to be treated. Otherwise, you're trying to control someone who doesn't like to be controlled by something other than love. Or if you try to manipulate love that someone has for you, they're going to get tired of being manipulated. And if you get in a relationship with someone, I mean, they might find someone who's willing to move forward with them in a relationship if both of them just don't want to be in high vibe Leo energy, and neither one of them wants to be more authentically themselves in the world and kind of operate more from their ego nature. And if being in this relationship would make it look like they're moving forward victoriously by worldly standards, they'd maybe stay in it. But it might just be more for the ego and the image and look how wonderful our life is. It's just more about the self than love. And both of the people in the relationship could be more about themselves and their ego and their image than love. So, no victory there, really. By worldly standards, it looks victorious, but there's no creativity, no imagination. Nobody's tapping into their more creative, inspired nature. Everybody's trying to, shadowy emperor would be, I'm trying to control things because I want this to maybe move forward, to create this illusion that I've moved on because I'm jealous and envious that other people have manifested that and I want that. I'm just not willing to take bold, brave, creative action in my life or be more authentically myself or loving or warm. So let's just create an illusion, and it will probably be a more emotionally shallow, superficial relationship where the high vibe people are going to have a deep, meaningful relationship. Some people settle for the illusion, and some people will have the real deal. So there you go, Aquarius. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.